Think your diesel engine is built to handle anything? Think again. Some of your everyday driving habits might be silently destroying your engine from the inside out, and you don't even realize it. From cold starts to heavy loads, these 12 common mistakes are shortening your diesel's lifespan, killing performance, and burning your wallet. Before we dive in and uncover the habits that could be wrecking your diesel engine, do your engine and us a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for more smart car tips, and tap the bell so you're always one step ahead on the road. Let's get into it. Let's roll into habit number 1, the silent killer of diesel engines most drivers never think twice about. The danger of short trips. If your daily routine includes frequent trips under 10 miles, you're doing far more harm to your diesel engine than you realize. Diesel engines are built for endurance, long hauls, and heavy loads, not quick dashes to the grocery store or school. They need time to reach full operating temperature to function efficiently. But when you constantly shut off the engine before it warms up, unburned fuel and moisture don't get burned off. They accumulate. This causes carbon buildup in the EGR system, blocks airflow, and slowly chokes your engine from the inside out. Your diesel particulate filter, DPF, also can't regenerate properly, allowing soot and fuel to clog it, increasing back pressure and straining engine components. Engine oil suffers too. Diluted by moisture and fuel, it loses its protective strength. Therefore, the best way to protect your diesel is simple. Combine errands, take longer drives regularly, and allow your engine to reach its optimal temperature. You'll reduce buildup, improve performance, and extend your engine's life dramatically. Short trips might seem harmless, but over time, they add up to serious, expensive problems you could easily avoid. Move on to habit number 2, the cold start mistake that could cost you your turbo. Hard acceleration on a cold engine. If you hit the accelerator hard right after starting your diesel engine cold, you're doing more damage than you can imagine. Cold oil is thick and slow moving. It hasn't yet reached vital components like pistons, cylinder walls, and most importantly, the turbocharger. But many drivers rush off the moment they start the engine, flooring it onto highways or up steep inclines. That brief burst of power feels good, but it's punishing your engine. Without warm oil circulating properly, those high-stress parts grind against each other, causing scoring, overheating, and irreversible wear. Therefore, this habit drastically shortens the life of your engine and your turbo in particular. Turbos spin at over 100,000 RPM and require full lubrication from the moment they spool. Cold oil just can't keep up. The solution is simple. Give your engine a few minutes to warm up before demanding performance. Gentle driving for the first 5 to 10 minutes makes all the difference. That small delay may feel inconvenient, but it prevents thousands in future repairs and adds years of life to your diesel engine. Move on to habit number 3, the do nothing mistake that slowly destroys everything. But extended idling equals silent engine killer. If you let your diesel idle for more than 10 minutes thinking it's harmless or helpful, you're actually doing the opposite. Many diesel drivers believe idling helps warm up the engine or saves wear and tear, but prolonged idling creates a perfect storm of hidden engine stress. At low RPMs, diesel fuel doesn't burn efficiently. This causes carbon buildup on pistons and injectors, while soot quickly clogs the diesel particulate filter, DPF. Fuel also seeps past the piston rings during cold idle, thinning your oil and weakening its protective properties. Therefore, extended idling leads to increased wear, faster oil breakdown, and higher maintenance costs down the road. And the kicker, modern diesels are designed to start easily and warm up on the move. No long idling required. If you're stopped for more than a few minutes, turn off the engine. You'll save fuel, reduce harmful buildup, and extend your diesel's lifespan without lifting a wrench. Idling may seem harmless, but it's quietly eating away at your engine's health every single time you do it. Move on to habit number 4, the maintenance myth that ruins engines faster than you think. Ignoring proper oil change intervals. If you're stretching oil changes to 10,000 or even 15,000 miles because your oil looks clean, you're making a costly mistake. Modern diesel engines run hotter, harder, and under more pressure than gas engines. They demand more from their oil, but unlike gasoline engines, diesel oil faces extra challenges like soot buildup, fuel dilution from idling, and chemical contamination from emission systems like the EGR and DPF. Therefore, smart diesel owners stick to oil changes every 5,000 to 7,000 miles, especially if towing, idling often, or making short trips. Even with high-end synthetic oils, following extended service intervals can shorten your engine's lifespan dramatically. Change your oil based on how you drive, not just what the bottle says. It's cheap insurance for one of your most expensive investments. Skipping proper oil intervals might save time today, but it'll cost you big in repairs tomorrow. Move on to habit number 5. The turbo killer you trigger without realizing it. Shutting down too soon. If you turn off your diesel right after towing, highway runs, or hard hill climbs, you're cooking your turbo. Literally, after intense driving, your turbocharger remains scorching hot. But when you shut down the engine immediately, the oil inside it stops circulating, baking into carbon deposits in a process called oil coking. This burnt oil residue blocks cooling passages and eats away at turbo bearings. Left unchecked, the buildup destroys lubrication and leads to full turbo failure, a repair that'll hit you for thousands. Therefore, always let your engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds after hard use. That brief pause keeps fresh oil flowing, helps cool the turbo naturally, and protects moving parts from intense heat stress. Some trucks have turbo timers for this reason, but if yours doesn't, simply waiting a minute can make a massive difference. Skipping this tiny cool down window is like slamming on the brakes from 100 miles per hour without letting the system breathe. It's one of the fastest ways to ruin your engine's most expensive component, right after you've worked it the hardest. Move on to habit number 6, the cheap fuel mistake that empties your wallet later. Dirty diesel, costly damage. If you're filling up at any random station just because it's nearby or cheaper, you could be running contaminated diesel through a system built for precision. Diesel fuel isn't all created equal, and some of it can quietly destroy your engine. But what you can't see, like dirt, water, or microbial growth, clogs fuel filters, corrodes injectors, and wrecks high-pressure pumps. Even trace water causes rust and poor combustion that scar pistons and cylinders over time. Therefore, choosing the right fuel source is critical. Only fill up at trusted stations that maintain clean tanks and high-quality standards. Using a diesel additive now and then and draining your water separator regularly can also extend system life. Modern diesel systems operate at extreme pressure and tight tolerances. Dirty fuel doesn't just reduce performance, it destroys vital parts silently until the repair bill lands in your lap. Fuel is the lifeblood of your diesel. Treat it right or pay the price later. And trust us, bad diesel is a mistake your engine won't forgive. Move on to habit number 7, the cold start mistake that wears your engine from the inside out. Skipping the warm-up. If you hop in, start your diesel, and floor it right away, especially on a cold morning, you're stressing your engine more than you think. Cold oil moves slowly. It doesn't reach tight internal spaces right away, but many drivers still go full throttle seconds after starting up. This lack of warm-up means key components like turbo bearings, injectors, and cylinder walls run dry during their most vulnerable moments. Emission systems like the DPF and EGR don't function properly when cold either, leading to more soot, higher emissions, and poor fuel atomization. Therefore, it's smart to drive gently for the first 3 to 5 minutes, letting the oil circulate and temperature stabilize. That brief warm-up window allows your engine to reach optimal conditions without excess stress. Think of it like stretching before a workout. You wouldn't go full sprint straight out of bed, and neither should your engine. Ignoring this step may not cause instant failure, but the slow buildup of wear and carbon will cost you power, fuel economy, and longevity in the long run. Move on to habit number 8, the heavyweight mistake that breaks more than just the rules. Overloading, the silent stress test. If you're constantly hauling more than your diesel truck is rated for, you're not just pushing limits, you're pushing your entire drivetrain closer to failure. Every truck has a max towing and payload capacity for a reason, but many drivers ignore these ratings, thinking a few extra 100 pounds won't hurt. Overloading forces the engine to run hotter and harder, wearing down pistons, bearings, and even the turbo under extreme pressure. The transmission, torque converter, and differentials also suffer from the strain, leading to faster wear and unpredictable failure. Even if you don't see the damage right away, consistent overloading dramatically shortens the life of every major component. Your truck may be tough, but it's not invincible. Respect its limits, and it'll reward you with reliability. Move on to habit number 9, the dirty oversight that suffocates your engine. Neglecting your air filter. If you haven't checked your air filter in months, you may be choking your diesel engine without even knowing it. Diesel engines need a massive amount of air to run efficiently, but when the filter gets clogged, airflow is restricted, and performance, fuel economy, and engine health all take a hit. A dirty air filter forces the engine and turbo to work harder, building up heat and pressure. Worse, fine dust and debris can sneak past worn filters, causing microscopic damage to pistons, cylinder walls, and valves. Therefore, this small, cheap component protects thousands of dollars worth of internal parts. Reduced airflow also leads to poor combustion, higher emissions, and increased carbon buildup in your EGR and DPF systems. Check your air filter every 10,000 miles, and more often if you drive in dusty or off-road conditions. Replace it as soon as it looks dirty, not just when the manual says so. Clean air keeps your engine breathing freely, but ignore it long enough, and you'll end up paying for a new turbo or worse. Move on to habit number 10, the one that turns heat into havoc. Neglecting coolant system maintenance. If you're overlooking coolant checks or skipping flush intervals, you're setting your diesel engine up for sudden and catastrophic failure. Diesels generate extreme heat, especially under load, but old or contaminated coolant can't protect against corrosion, overheating, or system damage. A failing coolant system starts a chain reaction, from clogged radiators and failing thermostats to overheated cylinder heads and blown gaskets. Fuel or oil in the coolant often means major issues like cracked heads or failed EGR coolers. Therefore, it's critical to inspect your coolant level and condition regularly. If it's discolored, low, or contaminated, act fast. A simple flush or hose replacement today can prevent a full engine teardown tomorrow. Also, don't overlook the EGR cooler. It relies on clean coolant to avoid overheating and internal failure. When this system breaks down, the cost is often measured in thousands. Move on to habit number 11, the almost empty habit that drains more than just your tank. Running on fumes. Why low fuel destroys diesels. If you regularly let your diesel fuel level drop near empty, you're not just risking a stall, you're quietly damaging your entire fuel system. Modern diesel engines depend on constant fuel pressure and clean fuel for smooth operation, but when levels run low, your pump starts pulling from the bottom of the tank, where dirt, debris, and water naturally settle. This grime clogs filters, damages injectors, and forces your high-pressure fuel pump to run hot and dry, robbing it of the diesel it needs for cooling and lubrication. Over time, that extra heat and contamination wear down components that cost thousands to repair. Therefore, keeping your tank at least 1/4 full is more than just smart, it's essential maintenance. During winter, it's even more critical, as low fuel levels can lead to gelling and filter blockages. Low fuel also affects emissions. Poor combustion from dirty fuel disrupts regeneration cycles, clogs your diesel particulate filter DPF, and shortens system lifespan. Letting your tank run low might seem harmless, but it's a habit that slowly kills precision components and drains your wallet with costly failures. Keep it full, keep it clean, keep it running strong. Finally, habit number 12, the fastest way to destroy your diesel without turning a wrench. Wrong def equals right into the repair shop. If you're using the wrong grade of diesel exhaust fluid def, or topping it off with anything but what's recommended, you're committing a mistake that could cost more than your transmission. DF is a critical part of your emission system, but when it's expired, contaminated, or incorrect for your engine, it turns into a chemical nightmare. The system relies on precise fluid chemistry to neutralize harmful emissions. Wrong or dirty def causes crystallization in lines and injectors, blocking delivery and eventually requiring full system replacement, often costing over $5,000. Commercial trucks using light-duty fluid experience rapid catalyst degradation. If this video saved your diesel from a future breakdown or opened your eyes to a habit you didn't even know was harmful, give it a thumbs up to let us know. Subscribe for more no-nonsense diesel tips, and don't forget to tap the bell so you never miss the next one. Got a bad habit you've kicked or a story to share? Drop it in the comments. We read them all. And if you've got a fellow diesel driver in your life, share this video with them before their engine pays the price.